Hello, USANA family. Welcome to the third episode of Ask a Leader. Wow, Precious shared tremendous information for us in the last episode about how to simplify the way that you do things and make it duplicable within your organization itself. So today, our topic is inside the mind of a diamond. And today we have invited our newest Diamond Director, Fabian Gis, here to share with us how he actually maintained that growth mindset to help him really propel to become a Diamond Director within such a short period of time. So, and today he is also recently awarded Singapore 2022 Dr. Wentz Vision Award. Hi Fabian.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Please share with us how do you feel now after receiving the Dr. Wentz Vision Award?
Yes, sure. So it's really a privilege for me to receive this award, and it means a lot in the company, in terms of everything it represents. And I've been working very hard, but it comes as a big surprise. I really wasn't expecting it. So I feel honored and privileged to receive this award, and very grateful for the journey so far.
Thank you, and we are very appreciative for you to proactively organize a lot of charity events, and not only that, you have actually influenced a lot of people out there, not just in Singapore itself, it's worldwide, to really adopt a healthy lifestyle. And you yourself have been living a very healthy lifestyle together with Alan, and I think it is really someone out there for us by leading an example for us to see and that all this thing is possible. Thank you for doing that for us. So, in your journey, I feel that having a mindset, it really depends. It really trigger, or it is really something that will influence your decision, your action, and even your success as we move forward. So, Fabian, can you share with us how do you have this kind of growth mindset?
Sure. So having a growth mindset is in entrepreneurship is one of the main important things to be able to succeed. In every business I've started in the past, so including USANA, I realized that people who have a good mindset are the ones who are getting the best results. So for me, how I keep such a strong mindset and focused mindset is pretty straightforward. I set goals to myself, and I make sure as well that everything I do it with passion. So when I do something, when I take action, when I decide to lead my team in such a way, I want to do so to, I want everything to bring me satisfaction, because I know that someone who likes what he or she does will do it better, and will be more steady as well in the way it's done. So
I like what, sorry to interrupt you for a while, because I think it's a very important point. I love what you say, allow yourself time,
Yes.
patience. I think we a lot of us lack in this. Growth takes time.
sure.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of practice, a lot of actions to really see that growth in you. And I think it's very, very important. Sorry.
That's right. Be patient. It's very important.
Yes, being passionate is very, very important. And what do you think having this growth mindset is very important in doing what you do, especially in this business?
Especially in USANA, because USANA is a business that's very interesting for many reasons. But one of them is that it's going to reward people depending on their consistency. So every time I work with new people in my team, I will always try to identify if those people are more the kind of, the marathon runners or the sprinters. And I know by experience that it's a lot more challenging to keep a sprinter sprinting for a long time,
Yes.
than working with a marathon runner who understands that this business is a marathon. Yes. So in this case, our business is very interesting because even if you try to identify the personality of the people we work with, we get a lot of surprises.
Yes. So you talked about sprinter and marathon running. So what happened if you were to happen to find someone who is a sprinter? How do you convert them to become a marathon? I mean, they can only be there. That's the strength. How do you help them to transit or to run even further?
Yes. So what's going to happen to a sprinter usually is that you will see that when they start in the business, at the very beginning, they are very big action takers. They are doing much more than what you expect from them. But one day you realize that the energy level goes down. Yes. And so this is when you need to take action, and you enter in a phase that it's a follow-up phase with this person. So it's pretty interesting because it's a follow-up with an existing associate. Most people are used to hear about follow-up with prospects, but here we're talking about follow-up with someone who's already in the team. And in fact, this for the sprinters, the follow-up you give them is very important. You need to guide them, you need to help them understand the essence of our business. It's not a business where you have to start fast and furious, but you need to carry on, and it's a lot better to be steady, even with less effort, but on the long run, compared to a massive effort that lasts only for a few weeks.
I totally agree with you, because at this modern age itself, we are very instant. Not just instant noodle, instant drink. We are instant reward. This is something that I think youngsters we are starting to see a trend that not only just youngsters. I mean, everybody is exposed to social media now, and they tend to be looking out for instant reward. So they are less willing to do that marathon run. So like what you say, I think you play a very good role in being a pacer. In your journey, who is your pacer?
I think my pace sales, I would say, a lot of people I met in my life. Most of you guys would expect me to say right now Helen and Sharon, which in fact right now they are, but I've had a lot of pace sales in my life. So I'll give you a few examples. But to get back to what you said, you talked about people want to get instant gratification and all that. There's a concept I think I understood when I was really young in my life, and it's the concept of delayed gratification. So delayed gratification is when you do something today, or you do it for a few weeks, knowing that this thing will give you results in the future. I will give you an example. When I was in Australia, I was working very hard. I had 3 jobs at the same time, and I was sharing my apartment with this a lot older Chinese lady. She was retired, 70s. She told me, Fabian, you work so hard. She was seeing me every single day. She told me, one day you're going to be successful at work. I said, why are you saying this? And she told me, because what you're doing today, you know it's going to give you results at some point, and you are very focused. Don't give up. So this is to get back to what you were saying about gratification. So this lady, in fact, she was one of the best sales in my life.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think I will ever forget her. And this day, when she told me this thing, I didn't realize, in fact, I was doing all this, and that would give me results in the future. But she opened my eyes, and this is when I realized that all the hard work I was doing back then, it would pay off one day. All the effort, waking up early and going through obstacles and feeling like giving up and carrying on, all this will help me become successful one day. So she was one of the pacers. Some of my friends at some point in my life were some of my pacers as well, motivating me, showing me that one day I will make it happen, making me feel, recognized. Like people surrounding us, I think they are those who want us to be happy. They are our pacers.
Correct. I think I agree, because even our downline, our teammates, they can be our pacers.
Sure.
Sometimes we are moving a little bit backwards. They are the one that came in with passion, with energy, that really push us forward and maintain that pace as we go along. This is really, really very good example. I think this lady has become your mentor in life.
She was a mentor for a few for part of my life. To get back to what you said with the downlines, I will never forget also this moment. I think it was my first year in the business, so it was 2019. And I was in this period where, when you start to build the business, you don't have the credibility yet. So a lot of people, they come and they stop. And one day I was feeling a bit like very tired. I know I did not give up, but some days the energy level a bit lower. And this same day I received a letter from one of my downlines in Singapore. She's called Sherry, if you can if you hear me today. And she wrote me a letter of gratefulness to thank me for all the efforts I was putting in guiding her. And this day, well, back to 200% energy and free touch. So this day, she was one of my best. So she kind of, helped me bring up my energy. So that's what she was saying. And be honest.
Yes, true. I think a lot of you must be thinking, how come I don't have producer or mentor in life? Sometimes they are all around you, but it is really dependent whether or not you have that growth mindset to welcome them into your life.
Yes.
I think self-awareness is something that will really help you to gain that growth mindset yourself. Is that something that happened to you?
Self-awareness, what do you mean?
Constantly reflecting on yourself, having that self-awareness that I do not do this thing well. I need to do this better. Or do you constantly do that?
Yeah, always.
Always.
Every time I do something, I question myself. Not because I doubt. I know I put the best effort always, but I know I can always do it better as well. So not only I will question myself, but I will also ask people around me about what they think. Hey, how can I do this better? What did you think I did well yesterday at this event? And I think it's very important to always try to do things better. Everything can be improved. So self-awareness, as you said, it's a big one. It's a big one because after every single important moment in our life, we should reflect a bit and think about how can we be better.
Yes, I think what I really like about you and I admire this strength of yours is that whenever you ask for feedback, you really ask for candid feedback. It is not just to ask for that recognition. Sometimes people ask for feedback, they only want recognition. And it is important as a coach or mentor to identify what exactly this person wants.
Yes.
I think your direction that you have set is very, very clear, is that you wanted to improve yourself, and that's why you will be able to achieve diamond in such a short period of time. So now you are a leader now at Diamond. How do you help your team members to have that growth mindset?
One of the things I do consistently, and it has become really an ultimate priority for me, it's weekly coaching with some of my leaders of my high potential teams. So this is very important. There are a few rules. The few rules is that for this weekly meetup, it has to be straight to the point, maximum 30 minutes. And I will really select the people I want to go to do, depending on what they show me whether they want to achieve in the business. So this is one of the things as a leader that I do consistently. I get my hands dirty, I can tell you I spend time doing PowerPoints as well. Yesterday again we had our first meeting in the diamond room there. So I set up the whole technical thing, the microphones.
Very hands-on.
I do my best because I want people to show that a leader is not someone who just waits and get there to give awards. In fact, a leader should show people how it's done. In fact, even more than that, a leader should do the things first, then show people how it's done, and then make sure he has shown people how it's done properly, so people can actually do it. So this is how I get also my team to duplicate what I'm doing.
Yes, I think I totally agree with that. It is a very, very good.
Yeah. First, the leader has to do, then show how it's done, then make sure that people who are doing it properly. And if they are not doing it properly, it might not be their fault. Maybe you as a leader, you didn't explain properly, you didn't show properly, so you need to do it again.
Yes, self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Right over here. Wow, I think you have done really perfectly well in executing it. I really love it. So, just now you talk about really 30 minutes right into it. I think that is very, very important because a lot of time we can be overwhelmed by emotions, overwhelmed by a lot of things that is happening around. And we cannot pinpoint be very focused on certain things. So by having that 30 minutes talk itself, it helps someone to see things in a clear world.
Yes.
So, I mean, these are clear goals and direction. Of course, there are times when your teammate do have that negative emotions.
Sure.
How do you handle it?
The challenges, even as a diamond director, you also face challenges within your team. You need to be hands-on and try to solve them. Regarding the 30 minutes meeting I just mentioned, this meeting is purely, focused towards coaching. But I also allow myself to spend not so for long time with my teammates. I like to play sport with them. I organize a lot of things with them. I even put myself in an uncomfortable situation in front of them to show them how I do it. I give you an example. One of my teammates, she's passionate about sport. It's hammer throwing.
Oh.
The hammer that you turn and you throw the hammer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never tried it in my life before. And in fact, I was like, it will be a bit, not easy. But in fact, she's a very lovely person. I wanted to show her also that she can maybe touch me on the thing, so I put myself, because people they start to see as a diamond, sometimes they feel like it's out of reach or someone too special. I wanted to show her that she can also touch me with some things. So this is something I do. I really try to put myself at the same level of the people I work with, and I show them that me too, I can be also kind of vulnerable sometimes, so by trying this sport, for example, I didn't know anything, she had to teach me everything, and now I'm going there once in a while with her, I really enjoy it.
Well, I think you really illustrate a very important point here, is that doing USANA, it's not just about business, it's about art.
Yes.
It's having that engagement, it's building that relationship with a lot of people itself. And even one day you become successful, it doesn't mean that people will just come to you, people have to come to you. You have to walk into their side.
Yes.
You have to walk into their life,
right.
And you have to show them that you are capable of walking out of your comfort zone, and that is you really lead by example. I have to say that I think it will impact a lot of people. They feel that. I mean, Vivian, you have always been very humble and down to earth. So that's how I feel about you, and I think that is one of the characteristics that we would like to see in a lot of our leaders as we move along, because this is about USANA core value. Yeah, this is really all about USANA core value. A lot of people that join USANA, they always feel that we are very lifestyle, very family style, very oriented. It's all about learning. And I have seen that in you. That's why you deserve our organization. Really, truly deserving of this award. So now, we talk about growth mindset. How about those people with fixed mindset? How do we identify them, and how do we slowly help them improve?
So people with fixed mindset, usually they are people who tend to see challenges as impossible to overcome. They will tend to see that if someone is successful, it's because this person is different from him or her. That someone will always think that he cannot grow for any reason. So in fact, we need to show those people who have a limited mindset of the start. In fact, anyone can do it. So one thing I like to do is to share stories and share testimonials of people who are successful and who are like them. Like those people who identify with a limited mindset, fixed mindset. So the good news is that a fixed mindset can be cultivated and become a growing mindset. First of all, show those people that they can do it as well. The first thing is, for me, I like to do is to share testimonials, share examples of people who are successful and who used to be like them. Just to come on, maybe they had the same job before, maybe they had the same family situation. So this is something I like to do. Number two, I also like to show people exactly, again, how it's done. And if someone, for example, doesn't dare to call a prospect, I will just take my phone in front of that person and just call someone and show how it's done, And I don't do it perfectly, I can make mistakes also. But even if I make a mistake, I will say it's good. because I will show that person that hey, it's just a mistake. You see, no big deal. So be an example for people who have a fixed mindset. Show them that obstacles, challenges are no big deal. They are just part of the business. In fact, they are good for the business. When you face challenges or you feel like struggling, this is when you are learning. And I think when someone understands that, it's already one of the major barriers that's important, and then that person can start.
Wow. I think Fabian, I just love talking with you. Is you help me see a lot of different things. Fabian, while you are holding up high expectation, for example, you are also showing the vulnerable side. I mean, this really helped a lot of people feel that it's actually doable and it's okay to make mistakes. And that's the reason for people to accept this out. And I think like what Sharon actually shared with us on one of the As a Leader episode is that she also agreed that through sharing of stories, it really helped open the perspective or broaden the perspective of a lot of people as well. And I think you have learned from her a lot of this storytelling. I think a lot of people they hear stories, but they don't know how to say story out. Is there a technique that you use?
To share a story.
To share or use stories to influence people. Is there a specific technique? I'm trying to dig out as many juicy stuff for all of you out there. So I hope that Fabian can, or is it just something simple?
I think it really depends on who you are dealing with. Because everybody is different, everybody resonates to a different type of communication. Some people need to see people face to face. Some people just with sharing the story, you saying the story, it's enough for them to cheer them up and to show them the way. So first identify and try to resonate with the person you are talking.
Yes, true.
Communication is very important and it's also very can be challenging because it's a complex topic. So I think it's important to understand what type of communicator is the person you are talking to. And depending on that, share the story the right way. I think the most impacting, most of the time, is to share a story. Let's say you want to share a story about someone who you think can inspire this person, face to face.
Face to face.
Usually, you just set up a coffee meeting and all this. It has to be, because it can be a bit time consuming as well. But this is the most.
Yes, I totally agree with what you say. Is that a lot of times stories are being forced, and without that engagement, that thorough prep talk or that warming up part to get that person interested, you will not be able to capture their attention when you are selling the story. Yeah. And I think Fabian is very good. I mean, you are full of passion. Is that French people are usually more passionate? I mean, he is very good at sharing story. I heard him talk to Pedro. I heard you talk to Paul, and I feel that you are very passionate in sharing stories itself. So I think being excited and having that passion to help people, believing that your whatever things that you share is going to help someone today is something that will make your story become alive. Yes. I think that is very, very important. Can you share with us what is your biggest challenge in USANA till this day itself?
I think as a leader, the challenges we face are people related. We deal with so many kind of people that we need to constantly adapt ourselves to them. And it's very challenging because sometimes you think you understand someone, but you don't. And I think this is endless. It's impossible for you to understand everybody and become like really the master at analyzing every single personality. And so this is a challenge of how can I say dealing with people. And as a leader, you need to adapt to them. It's very hard to expect someone who is new in the business to come and straight away adapt his style or her style to you. Because as a new person in the business, there's so many things to learn. As a leader, you need to make things easy for that person. So I think one of the most challenging skills that a leader must have, and I'm still working on this, is adapt the way I communicate, the way I behave to all different personalities. This is one of the major challenges. It's very interesting. This is the most basic psychology. It's very interesting. Another challenge that I think it's still for me, even if I take it a lot easier than before, it can be a bit disappointing. It's just when someone leaves, because sometimes you believe so much in someone, you put a lot of energy, you train this person, you guide, you share your secrets and all this, and one day that person says, "I'm sorry, I decided to quit." So it's always a bit. It's obviously not pleasant. At the very beginning, I was taking it very personally. I was super mega disappointed. Now I just take it as it's part of the business. Some people will leave you, and that's how it is. But some people will stick, and will grow with you. And as long as you keep focusing your time on people who are showing you that they want to keep growing, it's fine. Time and effort, focus on them. If someone unexpectedly tells you that he or she is leaving, first, stay with an open mind, try to understand. And it doesn't mean that person will leave. It's just maybe one day she's feeling down, or he's feeling down. But if eventually this person decides to stop, it's okay. It's part of the business. As a leader, the most important for you is to keep going. The only people who don't make it in this business are people who leave too early, they quit too early. So whatever happens, stick to it, keep going, and you're gonna make it. Sure.
Yes, correct. I think like what you say right at the beginning, there are a lot of cases in life, and they come and go.
Yes.
They come and go, and they impact your life. And who knows, the person who have left you, you could have impact his life in his whole life journey. And one day he might come back to you and say, "Hey, Vivian, look, when I was in USANA, you helped me change my mindset a lot, and you helped me propel in my journey as I move along." So there are a lot of things that I think if we were to see in a different perspective, and we look at it like, USANA is really a platform to impact people's life, regardless whether or not they stay with you for a long duration. But of course, we hope everybody are with us as we move along. And can you share also with us? I know that you really live your life with intent. Every day you wake up, I know you wake up at 6 a.m. I think so, because I received your message at 7 a.m. So, and I know that you are very disciplined. Can you share with us what is your daily routine like?
Yeah, for sure. So my typical day, I will wake up quite early, and depends compared to who, right? But between 6 and 7 a.m. Regular day, I'm always awake. Start my day with a light breakfast, go to the gym, and I want to get my day started with energy straight away. So one thing I must admit is when I go to the gym, I give 200%. It's a bit too intense sometimes for some people, but I just I won't when I do something, I do it with my whole heart, and I give my best. And I think to me, starting my day with a very intense session helps me. I know what's going to come after this will be very easy because the session was very intense. And then I like to spend time with my family. It's very important to spend quality time with people we love. And obviously, through the day, I have in my business meetings, I have my tasks that I plan, my meeting that I plan as well. But today I think I found a very good balance between my professional activities and my personal life. It's really the perfect balance. Very grateful to what you said.
Well, I really like what you say. You cross the biggest hurdles right at the beginning, and you are already feeling that you are winning.
Yeah.
I think that is a very good way to kickstart your day. Hey, everybody! If you were able to get yourself out of bed, I think it's already a winning thing. So everybody should feel very excited that, hey, I managed to wake up at 6 a.m. today, or I managed to do this thing, I managed to do that thing, and it will really start your day well. I think this is something that I really love about you, is that you are very disciplined. You wake up at 7 a.m. and you go away straight to the gym, and you live a very healthy lifestyle. And I have to say, you uphold yourself very well. You have expectation, and I think, of course, not everybody can be like you. Not everybody can be like Fabian, but I think there are a lot of things that we can learn from you, and especially in how he drive himself to set goals and be very laser focused. So what other plans do you have for yourself in 2022? How about sharing that and inspire our audience with?
In fact, this year I set myself a goal for this year, but I also set myself a goal for 2025.
Wow.
Yeah. So
3 years plan.
yeah, I start with the 3 years goal, 3 years ahead. So by 2025, my goal is to help at least 500 people, directly or indirectly, with my team, with my organization, generate extra income on top of their current activity. Also, if they want one day, they can set free from their job if they wish. But yeah, help at least 500 people generate income so they can take more decisions in their life about their career and have more options. This is my 3 year goal. Okay. By this year, I have a lot of goals within my team in terms of rank advance, in terms of growth, in terms of keep developing the team in Singapore, also in other markets. And also, I want to surround myself with people who inspire me even more. I already have a lot of people who are inspiring me a lot today, but I really aim to build relationship with others.
Yes.
So within my team, there are a lot of people. We already planned rank advance to gold director, to other ranks. Myself, I plan to rank advance this year. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. There's one thing I want to share in terms of what I'm saying about surrounding myself with people who lift me up and all this. There's a quote from a Frenchman called Paul Valéry, and if you translate it into English, it's very interesting. It says, a lonely man is always in a poor company. So when you think about it, what it means, this quote is very famous in France. It means that when you are on your own, it's never as good as when you are surrounded with people. Because when you are surrounded with people, especially when they are inspiring people, positive people, you learn so much more and you grow so much more. So remember this quote: a lonely man is always in a poor company. Don't be a lonely man. Be surrounded with awesome people.
Thank you very much. I think it is really a very good quote to really set the year ahead itself. Expand your social circle, expand your organization, expand your team. Regardless it's just one person, 2 person, just continue doing what you are doing today, and one day you will find yourself with like-minded people that will inspire you every day. Thank you very much, Fabian, for your time today. Thank you everyone who is here to attend our 3rd episode of Ask a Leader, and I hope to see you in our next episode.